I'd like to talk about some things are hard to talk about. But before we do that, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Ghazala at the Heart and Soul Cafe. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're here for the first time, you're very, very welcome. So why are some things so hard to talk about? Well, it could be a few reasons. Stigma might be one reason. There's stigmatization around that topic, and that's stopping people from sort of openly talking about that subject. It could be embarrassment. It could be embarrassment. It could be feeling uncomfortable in other ways other than just embarrassment. So various things. I was watching a program yesterday on television, and there was a few doctors on this program, and they were talking about the importance of, checking yourself physically so that, we could sort of pick up. So, things like cancers and things like that could be picked up early if you examine yourself regularly. Now, you could sort of think, well, yeah, it was embarrassing. Yes, it was. There was parts of the program that actually felt quite uncomfortable to watch. But then there's an importance to it, to raise awareness about this by, doing simple things like examining yourself, and then, going to see your doctor if you find something to, maybe, you picked up on something quickly so that you can have, treatments that you need and that might, save your life. So there's so much importance to that. Now, when we talk about mental health, yes, there's lots of stigma around it, about, depression, other mental health conditions, around anxiety. There's a lot of stigma around, suicide and suicidality. But does that mean to say then we don't talk about it? We must talk about it, mustn't we? Because we are losing people, let's say, to suicide, every day, every week, every year. We are losing so many people, and it's not a graph that's going down. It's still going up. It's not even plateauing. So there's something that, we need to, so not talking about it, just brushing things under the carpet isn't going to make it go away. But certainly talking about things is going to normalize certain topics in a way that people feel more comfortable in talking about them, in which case then we raise awareness and we hopefully reduce the numbers. Yeah. So that's the importance of why we need to talk about things. And, if we think about things a little bit deeper, we sort of, sometimes we can think things such as, I just mentioned suicide, but, let's just share this with you, that no research shows that talking about suicide makes somebody more suicidal or gives them that idea that they didn't already have, or, you've just put this notion into their heads that they couldn't have thought about before. It's like when I talk about losing, let's say, somebody who's lost a partner, for someone to, go to that person and say, offer their, their condolences, and then say something to the effect of, well, you can get married again. Well, don't you think that person already knows that? You're not putting something into their head that, they're probably not thinking about it at that time, no, because they're not going to just replace their husband with another husband. That's ridiculous, thinking. But it's probably something that they might think about later on. And, so we don't just sort of put ideas into people's heads because we've mentioned, something. But to talk about suicide with somebody, or to talk about something about their mental health, might be the first time that someone has talked about that subject with them, and that might offer them a platform for them to discuss something that they thought they couldn't ever discuss with anyone, or that there was no treatment out there for what they were experiencing. So it really can, absolutely can save someone's life. So that is how important it is to talk about things that might be difficult to talk about. And if none of us talk about those things, well, it doesn't mean to say they're going to go away. It just means we're probably going to, see an increase in certain things, because, we're just not raising enough awareness about certain topics. So talking about things that are difficult to talk about is for you to acknowledge, yes, it is difficult, but then the importance of it. Yes, it's, that the feeling uncomfortable, isn't what I'm going to hold on to here. I'm going to sort of look at the outcome of having a conversation and put that first in front of me feeling uncomfortable. And the more you talk about something, the less sort of discomfort you feel as well, because we just, again, normalize certain language. Certain words are difficult to sort of say, but once you've said them a few times, it then makes it easier to talk about it. So yeah, this video is really about the importance of talking about things that are difficult to talk about. And just to say, we must talk about them. We must, because if we don't, we are not raising awareness. We are not helping anyone. And we need, again, with some things we need to take responsibility, just as we do with our children. We talk to them about certain things, again, which might be difficult, might be embarrassing, might be embarrassing for the child, might be embarrassing for you. But the more you talk about things, it's sort of more, you sort of make it normal and put things at ease. So the importance of talking about things that are difficult to talk about is really what this video was about, just to raise awareness that we must carry on talking about things that might have a lot of stigma around them, and by talking about them we dismantle that stigma, we reduce that stigma. So it's so important to talk. Thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe, please do share this video if you feel that someone else might benefit from it. Please comment and please subscribe, because we do have quite a few people that have subscribed. Thank you to those of you who have subscribed. I really, really do appreciate it, but we need many, many more. So please do take the time to just hit that subscribe button. You don't lose anything, it doesn't cost you anything, but it would definitely help this channel to grow and for us to build this platform where we can, this community where we can help one another when it comes to mental health and grief and loss, bereavement. And that is really my dream, and that's what I would like to do. I'd like to go on to maybe having some interviews on this channel as well. I will look into that, some podcasts perhaps. So just split up some of these videos as well with some different, sort of slightly different content. Well, I've got a guest on, and we can hopefully take it further, take the channel further that way as well. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, please look after your hearts and souls. Thank you.